Hi. Yep, I'm hiding in the bathroom to read Hedgie's Surprise. It's the last one of the Jambrette series, except this one's not in the snow, but it still has our friend Hedgie. Hedgie that was in the mitten and the hat. And Hedgie has a surprise for a sneaky little tomtin that wants to steal his friend Henny's egg. Once there was a speckled hen who laid an egg every day, only to have it taken by a little tomtin every morning. It all started because the tomtin got tired of porridge for breakfast. Porridge is like oatmeal.
I didn't get that.
And there is the mommy and the tomtin. Each morning the rooster crowed as the sun came up, and Henny knew the tomtin was on his way. So did the little hedgehog who lived nearby. The tomtin always called out to her, "Henny, I've got a little yummy for my hungry, hungry tummy. Have you got a yummy for my hungry, hungry tummy?" The tomtin climbed into the hen house, took Henry's warm, smooth egg, and ran off to cook it in his little kettle, sprinkle it with salt, and gobble it down. Then he fell fast asleep in the hayloft until evening. There's where he cooks his eggs. Henny didn't like the tomtin taking her eggs, but she put up with it until one morning when she saw Goosey sail forth, smiling and bowing, with a stream of pipping goslings following her. There they are, her babies. "Oh my," Henny clucked. "Little one's coming forth. My eggs are hatching," crooned Goosey. "Here comes the last one now." From that moment on, Henny wanted a brood of peeping chicks of her own, but how could she stop the tomtin from taking her eggs? If a bird doesn't get to sit on its eggs, they don't get warm enough to hatch. The next morning, when the tom-tom poked his head in, Henny tried. She clucked loudly and pecked, and she flew at him, but nothing stopped that hungry tomtit from taking her egg. "No eggs, no chicks, no peeping babies," Henny wailed so loudly that she woke up the little hedgehog, her tears pouring down on top of him. "Puff a stick, Hedgie went, as he crawled out to talk to her. "Poor Henny, I've been watching the tomtin take your eggs. I'll help you trick him into stopping." There's our friend Hedgie. The next morning when the rooster crowed, there was the tomtin. "Henny, have you got a little yummy for my nearly empty tummy?" Henny and Hedgie were ready. The tomtin reached in for an egg and pulled out an acorn. Said the tomtin, "what's this?" And off he went to try it. The acorn was tasty, but it didn't fill him up, and he awoke in the middle of the afternoon, grumpy and hungry. The next time the tomtin arrived looking for an egg, he found a bright red strawberry. It looked bigger than the acorn, so he ran off to cook it. The strawberry was jammy and sweet, but it only filled up the tomtin a little more than the acorn had, and he woke up early. There's the strawberry going into the pot. The sun had just come up when the tomtin was at the hen house again, his stomach roaring with hunger. Pushing Henry aside, he grabbed for an egg, only to find a delicious-smelling mushroom. He raced off to cook it. As scrumptious as it was, he woke up with his little tummy growling for more. There's Hedgie getting the mushroom. And there's the tomtin going back for more. "Cock-a-doodle-doo!" The tomtin rushed in even before the rooster finished crowing. "Henny, have you got something for my hollow tummy?" This time he found a smooth, round potato, even bigger than an egg. He cooked it quickly and swallowed it down and went back to his hayloft. He woke at sunset, only half full. The tomtin had had enough. "Henny," he shouted, "tomorrow I want an egg for breakfast and nothing else. If I don't find one, I'll eat you up instead." "Ooh, that greedy tomtin says if he doesn't get an egg, he's going to eat a chicken." Look, what's under? It says it's Hedgie's surprise. Hedgie's whispering it in her ear what he's going to do. Henny was scared. The tomtin had been tricked by an acorn, a strawberry, a mushroom, and a potato. How could they fool him again? "Don't worry, Henny," Hedgie told her. "Now it's time for my surprise," and he whispered in her ear. All night, Henny waited on her nest and Hedgie on his. As soon as it began to get light, Hedgie gently covered his nest with straw and got ready for the surprise. Here comes the tomtin. Henny and Hedgie could hear the tomtin's stomach rumbling like thunder a mile away. He burst into her house, pushed Henny aside, and grabbed. "Ow!" he howled. "Ow, ow, ow, ow!" Puff a stick. He had clutched Hedgie all close up, tight, round in a ball, with her sharp prickles. Henny and Hedgie listened as tomtin ran home, yowling. "Ow, ow, ow!" "Thank you, Hedgie," Henny said, looking at her dear friend. "I'm sure that tomtin won't be back here again for breakfast. But what I can't figure out is where Have you hidden my eggs? Peep, 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 peep. Just then, Henny heard a peep, then another coming from Hedgie's nest. She looked over and saw the straw begin to move. 5 baby chicks peeked out of their shells and fluffed up their down. As Henny settled down with her babies nestled around her, the Tomton's mother was in the hayloft making breakfast for her hungry Tomton. And what do you think it was? More porridge, and now he likes it. It's like oatmeal. I like oatmeal too. Hedgie, 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 you are full of surprises, Henny cried as she led her baby chicks out into the sunshine. But the little Tomton didn't hear a word. He was sound asleep, his tummy full of tasty porridge. He was probably snoring like Papa J. I love you. Bye-bye.